Hello Flosstube, my name is Nicola, I am simply a stitcher. Today is the 2nd of October and this is Flosstube number 7. If you are new to my channel, thank you for coming in and joining me today. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch, although some other bits and pieces may creep in time, who knows. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much indeed for coming back and spending some time with me today. And if you've not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so by pressing the subscribe button, ringing the bell, and then you'll be notified when I upload a new video. It's not always floss tubes and stitch with me. Sometimes there are extra videos which I do put out, and I'm planning to make more content that is along that sort of line going forward. So I haven't got an awful lot to show this month because wow, what a month. It's been an incredibly busy month. Personally, I've had a few issues in my home life which has kind of impacted on my stitching. I've got 2 projects to show, although I have worked on 3. The first one is the Heaven and Earth Designs, the freebie Maui Princess. And I just realised that I haven't even got my tablet with me. Just a second. Oh dear. Cracky O'Reilly. Oh God. Right. Yes. Let's just find that one. This is the one I haven't got with me because I didn't see the point in unpacking it for 100 stitches, which is all I've done on it. So that is this piece. Oh gosh, find the right sort of lighting for it. Is that better? Yes, that's slightly better. So you can see where it is. It's the freebie Maui Princess design, Hannah Lynn Disney, and I've done 100 stitches on it this month. I was hoping to get like 5%, and I've moved from 10.04% to 10.87%. So lots done. Not. The second piece that I've worked on this month is, no, not like that, my brother's motorcycle piece, which will look like that. It's green, it's Kawasaki. And I'm not taking it off the frame because I'm busy working on it today. But I kind of had a moment this month when I was just like, you know what, I really want to get this piece done, complete, off the frame and get towards the finish. My aim for the month was to get to 87.5%, and by the end of September I actually made it to 91.79%. So I'm only just a fraction over 8% away from the finish. So most of it's obviously under here. I've done all the top bit, the top fairing, sort of down to here, and this wheel is, you know, obviously only a few stitches away from being done. I've done the white stitching to here, so then I've just got to work my way down and along the bottom, and then that's this piece finished. I probably won't get to show this next month because it will be in its new home by then, because he's desperate to get this on his wall. So what I will do is, when I've washed it and I've ironed it and it's ready to frame, I'll probably do a little extra floss tube to show this piece in its finished entirety. So that one's that. And then the third one, and again, I haven't got the cover photo, just one second. Gee, there's nothing like being prepared. So the third piece that I've worked on, and actually worked on this earlier in the month, was this one. It's the Steampunk Seahorse by Light Unicorn Designs on Etsy. And I think last month I'd only done a small bit around sort of this portion here. I'd not done very much at all. It was a new start last month, but I didn't log how many stitches I'd done. And I worked on it like the clappers for a few days, and it's going to be awful because you're not going to be able to see too much of the stitching because mainly it's white on white. But the white stitching starts here where my fingers are, and then I've gone all the way down to the bottom here. So I'm actually, oh god, you know, I'm going to have to get a whiteboard, I think. So I'm actually a third of the way through on this piece now. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $20 deep. Right, let's wait a minute. Calculator time. Tell you how many stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, 2,000 stitches down by 60 across. I've done 120,000 stitches. Does that sound right? No. Yeah, it must be 120,000 stitches. I'm not sure about that. Oh no, it's not. That can't be right. It's got to be 200. Oh dear. So like I said, there's nothing like being prepared. 12,000 stitches. That sounds more like it. So I've got 12,000 stitches in on this piece so far. And, you know, obviously when I get the bike out of the way, this will be able to come back out to play. And I want to start a couple of new starts this month. I want to start one of the Lord of the Rings ones if I can that I've got, and I need to start the second incarnation of City of Love. So I've got a bit of stash this week and a bit of haul, so we'll go through that, and then I'll go through the stats, and then we'll talk about life. So stash. These project bags, if you remember, I got some of these last month. I got 2. I've got another 3 now. So these hold a project. So that's the A4 piece of paper, and it's slightly bigger than the A4 piece of paper, the bag, and it's perfect for holding an 8-inch hoop, a couple of floss cards and some pattern. And it also means and it's worked this month, it means that my projects are a little bit more transportable. So I bought 3 of those. Went off raiding the UK Poundland, I think it is. But these are actually £2 each. They're called a document pouch. Only come though in this bright orange. But that's not a problem, you know. They're quite a good quality, like a leatherette type material, and they are lined with like a nylon inner, but they work just fine. I haven't got any of the fancy project bags that everybody else has got, so these just do me fine. So that's those. Went into Home Bargains here in the UK. It's another sort of chain store, and they had a few cross-stitch bits, which is very unusual for them. I've never seen cross-stitch stuff in Home Bargains before, but to be fair, I haven't looked, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I have got this one, which is, look, it says Love Grows Here, and it's a complete kit and contains the Aida, the little piece of doweling, the pom-pom, the cord, a needle threader and a needle. And then I got Be Kind, and this one contains the hoop, the thread, the needle, and the fabric, a probably contains a needle thread, I would imagine, in there as well. Oh no, it doesn't contain a needle thread of this one. And that fits into an 8x10 frame, so that's not quite an A4 size, I don't think. And then the last one I got was another sampler. This is an A to Z one, and it's animals, so A for alligator, B for bear, C for cat, and so on. So this one it's ideal like for a children's nursery or something like that. Again, cross stitch fabric, embroidery thread, needle, embroidery hoop, and instructions. And it does look like it's on 14 count, but just looking at the fabric, a 14 count Aida is meant to be quite an even weave. I don't think you're going to see this even if I put it very, very closely, but the weave is not even. I don't think it's even, looking at it. I mean, I could be wrong. It could just be like an optical illusion, but who knows? You'd have to pick it up and have a look for yourself. But I'll have a look when I open it, and if I need to swap it out, I'll swap it out. But all of these 3 kits, I don't think I paid more than, £2 or £3 each for them. So, if anybody's watching this who's like literally just starting out cross stitch, something like these are ideal because they're nice and easy. No back stitch in that one. No back stitch or speciality stitches in that one. There is back stitch in this one, but I think they're just very nice as a starter kit. I'm hoping that my girls will I'll do a bit more stitching, but it's not looking good so far. I've got one that's crochet obsessed, and the other 2 are more phones and computers obsessed than anything creative, but so what else did I get? So I was in a stitching shop and I managed to find a free chart. This is an embroidery pattern. It's meant to be done in pearl cotton by the look of it. Pearl number 8. It's called Kiss Me, because it actually does say in the design, it does say, there's the K and then M-E, Kiss Me. Because I'm looking at, hopefully in the new year, starting an embroidery project, this might be an ideal thing to look at. It's got a colour key on the back, and then the chart itself, which I would imagine that I would trace it onto some fabric and then look at that. So I thought I'd have a look at that. What else have I got? Oh, magazines. Cross Stitch Favourites Christmas collection, which has got lots of, I'm not going to show too much, lots of Christmassy type charts and like ideal like gift ideas, look like water bottle cover and a mug cozy and so on. I got it really because I actually saw this and I thought that's beautiful. The deer by the frozen riverbed there, and that is by doesn't say because that's on the welcome page. Let's find the right page and I'll who the designer is. Amanda Butler. I've seen quite a lot of her stuff before, and these I also quite liked. These are abstract Christmas trees. They're not back stitched, they are cross stitched, but there's a little bit of back stitch for sort of accent on them, but I just thought they were really cute, and they're not a long stitch either. So that's that. And I can't remember if I got this last month or this month, but again it's a cross stitch at Christmas one. Enjoy cross stitch at Christmas. and it's the one that comes in the wallet with the materials. Sorry, it's a bit of glare. There's some felt shapes in there, sequins, pom-pom, ribbons, some card blanks, floss, and Aida. And again, just a quick look in the magazine at this one. Now this one, the design that took my fancy in this one, again, was another winter, well, they're all wintry scenes, aren't they, in Christmas editions. Where the flip is it? I can't see it. They've got all sorts of little things in here, like bunting and finger puppets and alphabets and Christmas wreaths and so on. That's because I'm looking in the wrong thing. It's not in the magazine, it's in the fold out chart. That's why I can't find it. So this was the one that appeared to me. It's called Polar Pals, and it's a cute penguin there with a polar bear. Just very cute. And you know, you can either obviously stitch it on navy blue Aida, or stitch it and you would have to stitch in the blue, and then these little snowflakes in the back are a mixture of cross stitch and back stitch. I think mainly back stitch, but I just thought that was really cute, so I was pleased with that. So that's to go on to my Christmas stitching list. I was saying I've never really stitched seasonal before, but I've just seen some really nice Christmas designs this year that have tempted me into seasonal stitching. Because if you've watched my earlier video, the collaboration I did with VIP Cross Stitch, that's a Christmas scene, and I did sort of say on there that lots of people go for this Spooktober or the Sampler September or Christmas in July, you know, so on and so forth, but I've never really done stitching to a theme like that. But maybe next year is the time to start, because this year I'm full coverage in it all the way. My last bit of haul, my Disney cross stitch part work came, and they also, this month with the subscription, you got you paid extra for it, unless you cancelled it. You got another Christmas cross stitch book, and this one obviously is Disney. It's not only cross stitch in this book, there's some recipes, and there's some, you know, other kind of makes as well. And you know, you can make the stitching into something a little bit different. So you've got like banners, you've got like, this one is it's Belle Christmas apron. So you do the stitch panel, and then it gives you the instruction on how to make it up into an apron. Anna's mug cozy. What else we got in here? Got an advent calendar. You got lots of stitching that's just framed in a hoop like that. That's Mickey and Minnie there. So yeah, I mean, this has been quite nice to look through, and there's also some backing papers in here, so you know, if you do sort of do any designs, and you know that you kind of want to layer them up with something Christmassy, there's some Disney-esque backing papers in the back of the book, because you get one with the magazine every week anyway. So there's lots of backing papers that come, which obviously help when it comes to FFOing your projects. So that's that. So last bit of stitching is the numbers. So the bike is on 25 count Aida, stitched 1/1 full cross, and we have increased from 75% to 91.79%. The Maui Princess again is stitched on 25 count Aida, and we've gone from 10.04 to 10.87%. The Steampunk Seahorse is on 14 count Aida, and we're a third of the way through, and we worked out that's about 12,000 stitches. So altogether for the month, and I've not had a great stitching month, which I'll get to in a minute, I've stitched 27,200 stitches. So based on what I wanted to do and the shortfall from the previous couple of months, I'm about 10,000 stitches down. The year total to date for the Stitch Around Iceland is 277,178 stitches. So that means in October, my aim for the month usually stands at 32,000 anyway, but I'm shortfall of 10,038 stitches, so 42,000 is quite a lofty target. I don't know if I'm going to do it. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to complete the Stitch Around Iceland, because I've had so much stuff happen in this last month. It's been ridiculous, and it's just, you know, like rain stops play kind of thing. So if you just come here for the stitching, thank you very much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. And as I said again, if you've not subscribed, please consider doing so by pressing that there button below. So we're going to move on to a bit of life stuff. It's been quite a busy month. Normally I would have expected this month to have been 3 weeks at home running things as normal, and then the last week of the month is my wedding anniversary, so we usually do something. However, this month has not worked out in that way. I briefly touched last month that we got a family member in hospital. He did come out and he ended up going back in again, and he was in again for another 12-13 days, something like that. So between two hospitals in two towns, we were kind of running for him, because he went into one and then got transferred to another, and the phone has been like a hotline, and my eldest daughter's been looking after his flat, and it's just been absolute madness. If I've been able to go up and see him, of course I've done that as well, and it's kind of eaten into my stitching time, which I accept. I mean, these things, they can't be helped. Then the last week of the month, we tend to do something with it being our wedding anniversary. We were married, it was our third anniversary on the 29th, just gone, and we were meant to be going off to Estonia, but thanks COVID, you've stopped play on that one. So we actually ended up going to the Suffolk coast and spending some time in Felixstowe and the surrounding areas. Props to anybody that lives down there and lives near the sea. You do not know how lucky you are. I absolutely love the sea. Anybody that knows me knows that I love the sea. So, you know, we had a really nice few days. We came back yesterday, hence this is being recorded and going up late. And Andy, of course, as most of you know, the Village Idiot, search his YouTube channel. He did plenty of filming, and you know, it was just like, you know what, you've got this opportunity, film as much as you can, and that's what he did. So we did all the things. We went to the amusement arcades, we went and had fish and chips overlooking the sea, we went and had long walks and food, you know, meals out and things, and just time together, and it was lovely. Of course, I'd still got the concern because my family member was still in hospital. He only came out, I think he came out the first evening that we were there, but of course, you know, you still have concerns and you think, I hope everything's okay, because it's not so easy just to jump, you know, in a car and drive a couple of 100 miles, especially given that in the UK here at the moment we seem to go from one extreme to the other. A petrol company announced that they didn't have enough tanker drivers, So the welder and his wife decided to go out and fill up the cars, and ended up creating a fuel crisis, which needn't have happened. There was no supply problem, except for the one particular supplier who'd already got it in hand. But this is what people here in the UK do. Like when coronavirus hit, everybody went out and bought toilet paper and pasta. This time everybody's gone out and filled up their vehicles with fuel. So it is what it is. So looking forwards into October, a couple of things that are sort of on my mind, as it were, for October. Whilst I'm very happy in my job and with the company that I work for, I work from home. You'll all know this if you've been following me for a while. I'm looking for a new direction in work, which is something that's still ongoing. There's a couple of changes to structure. Excuse me. I'm not bored. I'm just. It's because I've sat down after all this week of doing walking all week. Been a couple of changes to structure with work. So I'm just kind of looking as to see, what's my options. I don't want to leave the company, but I just want to know what's out there. Can I do anything else? Broaden my horizons, as it were. 31 days in October. Barring hospitals and anybody else getting sick, I have no travel plans. I have no other plans, apart from my stepchildren will be spending some time with us later in the month. I have a week off work later on in the month, so hopefully we'll get some serious stitches in. Fingers crossed. There wasn't a stitch with me this month for obvious reasons, apart from the fact that I was so busy. I actually did sit down to record one and sat and waffled for 40 minutes, looked at my camera, and it was like, you didn't switch me on. Like, oh no. But I did do a couple of unboxings. I don't know if you've seen those. A couple of products that I bought from, one from Aldi UK, and a prize that I won, as well as the collaboration I did with VIP Cross Stitch. So do take a look at those if you haven't done so already. I am on Instagram. My Instagram is @simplyaStitcher. So if you do want to follow me on there, I do follow back accounts that I can see clearly that are not spam, that have something, even if it's not stitching related, that I may be interested in, or I can clearly see stitching content. Sometimes it might take me a while to follow you back because I'm looking and I'm waiting to see, posts or bios or whatever. So if it does take me a while to follow you back, then please don't be offended. It's just that I follow so many accounts. I don't want to add in stuff that I don't necessarily need to add because it's not of interest to me. If I'm of interest to you guys, then obviously by all means follow me. I do post regular pictures on there, progress and updates and so on, but it is what it is. I also have an email address which I will put in the box down below, and I think that's it. So it's not the rush video that we had last month, but not as much to show you this month. Hopefully next month things will get better. Who knows? Fingers crossed. But as far as it goes, that's all I have for today. And as I said, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for spending the time coming and hanging out. And hopefully I'll get Stitch With Me done this month. But if not, I'll see you all next month at the beginning of November. 2 months to Christmas back. Oh dear. I don't even want to go there. I've just had my daughters messaging me saying, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, no. Oh well, it is what it is. That's what happens when you're a mum to girls. Right, I'm off. I'm going to go and get some lunch, I think, because it's nearly lunchtime. And I will speak to you, everybody, or you all soon. Take care. And bye for now.